Canadian Rockies offer some of the most dramatic scenery on Earth. This relatively new mountain range, at the ripe age of 300 million years old, stretch from the jagged ridges of British Columbia to the sweeping valleys of Alberta. 4 years ago, we got our first glimpse of the mountains together, and after that, we drastically changed our lives in order to make our way west for good. Can one trip to this majestic place actually change your life? Well, if you ask Google, it can, and we'd have to agree. Once you get a taste of the mountains, you may just never want to leave. We find ourselves lucky enough to once again be driving another iconic route through some of Canada's most pristine wilderness, the Icefields Parkway. This 230-kilometer stretch of road offers breathtaking views of over 100 glaciers, including the famous Columbia Icefield, one of the largest ice fields in North America. Drive southbound towards Banff, where we'd first make a quick detour back into BC, where we'd actually part ways for the first time in several months since moving into the van together. We're actually just outside of Golden, BC, and it's just Diesel and I right now because Alannah got the opportunity to go do the Berg Lake Trail. It's essentially a lottery to even get a spot in this backcountry camp area. A really cool opportunity. There was one spot, so it's like you gotta go do it. So Diesel and I are living our best bachelor lives, hanging out in the woods. Just on the road in, I saw 4 bears, a mom and 2 cubs, and then I believe what was a male. I only got the male on camera. As I turned around and brought the van up, he kind of stumbled his way back into the forest. So I saw an elk and then 2 deer. So tons of wildlife already this morning just on the drive in. We're in pretty dense brush. So got my radar on, my bear radar. Haven't seen anyone in the parking lot, so it's pretty much just us on trail right now. Us and the bears at least. We're hiking up to a pretty cool little waterfall in the area here, so we'll go check it out, see what it's all about here. I don't know what it is. I never used to be scared of heights all that much. And then one day you just hit a certain age and you're just terrified of heights. I get too close and then my whole body just kind of like goes into protective mode. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just such an uncomfortable feeling. Hey, bear! So I guess it's been a little while and we've covered a lot of ground since we've last checked in, and we're very slowly making our way southeast back to Ontario to see our family, but we're still intending to explore the Rocky Mountains for a little bit. Stop scratching. You are like a child. Diesel and I are just using the town of Golden and the area to kind of use as a home base for a few days while Alannah's doing her hike on the Berg Lake Trail. We're going to spend a bit of time in the Banff area, do a few hikes, because these fall colors are just popping. As we come south, we're just getting this very long extended fall season, which is super cool. It's hands down my favorite season. A couple days ago, we were coming down the Icefields Parkway which is was very exciting for both of us, as it's one of the greatest, probably the greatest drive in Canada. And we weren't able to spend much more time than a day coming down because everything in Jasper was closed, all the campgrounds, the town site, because of the fires that happened earlier this spring. And Jasper is one of those spots that holds near and dear to both of our hearts. It's a very special place. And just driving by some of the old campgrounds that we've stayed at, even going through town, when you come in through the north, it looks exactly like it did. And then as you get to the other side of the town, you see all the carnage that the fires have caused, and a lot of people lost their homes, and just a crazy display of what Mother Nature can do. Just had some lunch and we're gonna make our way back to the van, find a place to camp tonight. Oh boy. Zoomy time. Woo. Well, the plan was to go back to town, but right by the trailhead we found a campground right by the river, and it's still early in the day, so it's not busy yet, but I have a feeling this is probably a pretty frequented area by most locals, so we'll see how it is. But we're taking advantage of having all of the space and the sunshine, and we're doing a deep clean, because if you want to know what it's like to actually live in a van, it's pretty much just cleaning several times a day. Well, I feel content with what we've done so far. There is a bag of garbage and a dog rustling through that garbage right now, but did a deep clean through the food drawer under the seats in the front, and I feel good about it. There were some things that upon when you first look at it, like, you don't see, it doesn't look like there's much of a mess, and then you pull the cooler out, pull all the stuff under the chairs, and there's just like food bits and stuff that's just probably been sitting there for a while. So we haven't had any mice at all on this trip so far, so cross fingers, pretty much just dog hair. I think we're good with the cleaning for this afternoon. We are just going to stay here tonight. It's actually surprisingly quiet. There was some ATVs kind of burning through earlier, but now we have this lovely gurgling sound of the river, so that should lull us right to sleep. Just going to take Diesel out, let him do his business, and then we're probably just going to hang out for the evening and continue on tomorrow. Hey, bud? You hungry? Well, the morning got a little interesting. I was just about finished cleaning up and packing up, and then I thought I'd go start the van, let it warm up a little bit. And I went to start it, and it didn't start. So I knew it was the battery. That's the first time that's ever happened. We usually leave our fridge on, and it has a setting where if it gets below a certain voltage, it just shuts off automatically. I did have my phone charging in too, but that's such low wattage that I don't know. Could the humidity, like because we slept next to a river, could that have, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yeah, first time that's happened. We've always had the fridge plugged in. It's on the same settings it's always been. We keep it on the eco mode, so it draws even less wattage, I believe around like 30 watts. But yeah, I went to go start it and I heard the click, 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 and yeah, did not want to start. So thankfully we are in a somewhat popular area. There is just a field over there where people come and park their trailers, and so I went and talked to the one guy who had a bigger truck. I went and asked him. I was super polite and kind and just like, sorry to bother you, like, can I my van's over there with the red canoe, can I please get a boost? And he's like, you know, I hate to do it, but you know, these trucks, they have a computer, and if they short out, and he just went on about how he just made me feel bad, like he just didn't want to do it. And I was like, well, I can go ask another truck if you're not comfortable with doing it. And he's like, oh no, I'll be over in a second. So thankfully, I mean, he saved the day, so he still did help me, but it was just kind of funny. He kind of put up a stink about it, but I said thanks to him, and we're gonna go drive for a little bit. It's about a half hour to get back to town, so we'll let this battery charge up, and yeah, let's go back to town. Now at least we can get out of here. Time to go be tourists for a few hours.
I hiked 3 days, pretty good hikes, and I'm ready to like feast on some pizza and beer.
Well, the whole crew is back together. Ended up driving into Banff, and we're a couple days early because we did book camping at one of our favorite campgrounds in the area. Months ago we booked some camping, but we're a couple days early, so we decided to just stay at a different campground for a few nights. Yeah, it's been an expensive day, as one would assume, in Banff National Park, but it's a special place, and at the end of the day we don't pay rent, so if we have to pay a few bucks extra for camping, it is what it is. And unlimited firewood here, which is worth its weight in gold, and showers. We got hot showers every day. We're soaking in as much mountain views as we can over the next few days, because as soon as we're out of Canmore, it's flat, smooth sailing. Pretty sure we turn the wheel 3 times until we get to Ontario. So it's yeah, long, flat road, and the prairies are beautiful in their own regard, but yeah, soaking in all the mountain views that we can, and yeah, happy to be here.
So I'm back from a 5-day trip from Lake O'Hara, and although I was with 14 plus other people, I was in a hut, so I was actually able to stand and cook and had just a little more space when I'm sleeping. So the space was definitely nice, but my social battery is drained quite a bit, and physically I'm really tired too. I think mentally as well, like just from not even socializing, just the mental game with hiking and just climbing the mountains that I climbed. So today's been a nice kind of relaxed day, even though we went into the town of Banff, and although it's end of September, it's still quite busy. And now we're just kind of relaxing and having a nice campfire. I think I'm going to sleep like a baby. I'm really excited for that. Just kind of hang out and enjoy our last week really in the mountains, in the Rocky Mountains, before we head across Canada through the prairies and then back to Ontario to visit some friends and family. So I I can't believe like how fast time has really gone. Like we've covered so much ground and we've been to a lot of places and done a lot of things, and now we're like here, and you know, we're only literally less than 40 hours from Ontario.
Ontario's a stone's throw away.
Yeah,
It feels so close.
We're so close. I'm happy to be back in my own bed with my peeps, and I'm excited to share the bed with Diesel again.
We have this cast iron that has seen much better days. It's kind of got just left to rust and rot, unfortunately. So now that we have a nice hot fire, I think I'm gonna just season it over the fire. But apparently coconut oil would work, and we have the Costco sized jar that we've had for I don't even know how long now. This thing will probably last forever. Yeah, we're gonna burn off all this crap and give it a little love today. Come on, dude. We don't have any of the fancy steel wool cast iron wipes that you can use, but apparently you can use salt, preferably coarse salt, and then a little bit of water. Just let it boil up in there and then wipe it with the salt, and that'll help take off any of the residue on the bottom. Look at that, only a little bit stuck to the bottom, but for the most part, came right off. Now we just get to season it again, but worth it. If you can name that song in the comments, you win. We drove just out of Banff a little bit because we're going to do a hike today, and we are totally socked in. There are no mountain views whatsoever, and a cold, wet snow because we've climbed up in elevation just a little bit. So I'd say today's hike is just for the sake of getting out and going on a hike, because we're probably not going to see a whole lot. And I think the fact that we have hot showers back at our bougie campground when we get back is definitely a motivator to still get out there and be cold for a little bit, but it should still be fun. We're moving. First snowfall of the year, about 5 kilometers, fairly flat to get in, and then 5K back to the van. So we'll get our 10,000. A little muddy at first, but not too bad. We're gonna keep trekking and just hope we don't run into the boss. He's not even gonna fly away. Are you okay?
Diesel's in there.
Hi, buddy.
Not interested. Aww.
You okay? Alright, we'll leave you alone. How wild is this?
Beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, we're just sandwiched between two mountains.
Yeah. Boom and bell.
Look how clear this water is. Socked in or not, it's still pretty, still pretty incredible. You can still see the magnitude of the mountains we're sandwiched between right now.
It smells nice in here.
Yeah, that one's Boom Mountain, and then behind these trees here is Bell Mountain. And we're on the GoPro right now because it can get drenched. The other camera cannot, so does not do the justice it should, but yeah, still pretty incredible. The water is so clear, just absolutely just pristine.
Yeah, it's actually nice and quiet here too. Like, yeah, I can only imagine what the view of the other part of the mountain looks like.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know
it's
we're
nice.
probably only seeing half of it right now, which is crazy to think. Yeah. But we're already here and we're already wet, so we might as well stay and hang out, and there's no sense rushing back to the van.
Taking the views.
Soggy dog. You're such a trooper. He looks so unimpressed right now. This
Damn.
rain jacket doesn't do the trick anymore. Pretty sure my sweater's wet underneath this. At a primal level, the mountains are a place where human civilization has not fully taken over. There's something deeply ingrained in the human psyche that responds to these wild, untamed places. In contrast, places like Banff and Jasper bring in over 400 million people each year. But it's hard to argue why people feel compelled to visit. It's a truly humbling experience. Nothing really makes you feel smaller in this crazy world than when surrounded by such grandeur.
On a rerun. Are you hound dog tired singing all night long? Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you